Oh. Hey, Clover. But you tempted me, Bob. You tempted me and it was awesome. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to rossross. I'm Ross, and this is the channel where I let Bob Ross teach me how to paint. As always, I have my canvas coated in liquid white, so let's just jump on in. First, Bob starts off with a little bit of Indian yellow, which I don't actually have, so I'm going to use cadmium yellow. And we're going to start painting our sky. I'm going to try and keep it nice and light. So you know it's going to be a good episode when Bob brings his animal friends onto the show. And he has two little baby squirrels with him in the beginning of this episode, and they're super cute. I love when Bob brings animals onto the show. So much fun. He just cares for them so much and loves all living creatures. What a great guy. Next, we're gonna add a little yellow ochre. Just kind of add a little variety into the sky here. Bob always uses these little X motions to blend his paints. Ooh, that looks pretty nice. And next he goes into a little bit of the Azularin Crimson, which I know how strong that one can be, so I'm really gonna just use a little tiny bit. Woo! So strong. Maybe I'll get a little white and lighten that up. Well, the name of this episode is Under Pastel Skies, Season 28, Episode 3, which I did not mention in the beginning. So that definitely looks pretty pastel, but definitely doesn't look like Bob's. Okay. Next he goes into some phthalo blue. Trying to keep it real light again. And he starts at the top with this one. And then brings it down into the Azularin Crimson. All the while it's mixing with the liquid white. Well, that looks pretty. And then we get a little more phthalo blue. And just bring in a couple of hints of clouds. Bob just kind of dabs those in. Now this part I'm always scared of, but let's see what I can do. He just takes a clean brush and kind of blends everything. Yeah, I think I've done worse. Now we're gonna put some more blue on here and just lay in some water. Bob doesn't even know if we're gonna use it or not yet. He said maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't. Whatever, that's the joy of painting. I know I say it every time, but Bob really is just the best. What a wonderful, inspirational human being. He just comes all the way up the painting with this. About like that. That's what we're looking for. Now, one of the reasons that I chose this painting is because my last one, I kind of feel like I may have failed a little bit with my mountains. So this one has multiple mountain ranges, so I'm gonna give that another go and see if I can do a little better this time. So this first mountain range is gonna look really far away, and we're just gonna take a little bit of white. Whew, that was a lot of white. A little bit of white, some black, and some of the phthalo blue. That color doesn't really look like Bob's. Let me fix that. Oh. Hey, Clover. Hey, bud. As you may have noticed, this is not my normal location for filming. I have traveled to Virginia for the holidays and spent Thanksgiving here, and will be here through Christmas at least. And then we'll see what happens after that. But this is one of our animal friends, Clover, who's decided to come say hi. Hey, buddy. You watch me paint? Alright, channeling real Bob Ross vibes here. And for that mountain, we are going to use our brush and just pull the paint down. Nice. And then we're going to take some white and just kind of add that in here to dab on in the bottom and make it look a little foggy, so it looks like it's very distant. Awesome. I like that one already. For the next mountain, we are going to take this darker color, I think, but also add some Azularin Crimson and some Van Dyke Brown. I think this is going to be our general background color for the rest of this video. So here we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with my brush. Just pull it on. Ooh, that still had a lot of white on it. Take two on that one.
I feel like they normally don't look that pretty that quick.
Yeah, this one is looking pretty good. Here is where I messed up in the last video with the shading. So I am going to get a little bit of... I'm going to get a little bit of liquid white into my normal titanium white and add just a tiny touch of red. Here we go, moment of truth. I'm supposed to be very, very light with it. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. Well, it definitely could have come out better, but it also could have come out much worse. And luckily we have another mountain to do, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, from my least favorite tool to my favorite tool, the fan brush, and we're going to create some sort of distant, I don't know, distant line. And very lightly, we're going to just kind of flick it up and down as well. And then he makes it a little darker. And using some liquid white, he just rolls that on here. So Bob just rolls some liquid white onto the palette knife and takes just a tiny bit of red and makes a little bit of some kind of shimmer. Wow, that did not come out like Bob's. That's horrible. Oof. Happy mistakes, right? That looks alright. But I will say, if there's one thing I've learned from this episode, is that that red is way too strong, and I need to be careful. Bravery test! We're gonna take our dark color again. We're gonna lay in some really big mountains in the front now. So here we go. I'm going to do the same with this one as I did with the other ones. And just pull this paint on down. Here we're making some water, doing some shimmer in the water. I'm just pulling this same color down. I like that. Using my fan brush, I'm just gonna pull up just a little bit to create some illusions of trees way in the distance. Ooh, that's coming out cool. I don't know if I've done that one before. Like I said earlier, we were going to be coming back to this palette knife to shade in this final mountain. Whew. Let's see if we can do it. Redemption time. Alright, that one went well. Let's see what we can do with these other ones. Wow, that looks so much better than my last one, so I'm just gonna leave it at that before anything crazy happens. Now we're gonna go into our dark color and make some trees. Bob picks a few spots here, sort of dabs on there, and then lightly pulls up. Now I'm going to mix up a bit more of our dark color, except this time I'm going to also add a little bit of sap green. I'm going to take the rest of our red and the blue and the Van Dyke brown and a little black. Get that over there. A good bit of the sap green. I like the green. That one's gonna go on our fan brush, so I'm just gonna take it right on there. Another thing he's gonna have us do that I have trouble with right here is a grouping of trees. So let's see if I can do that without mixing them too much. He said you don't want to do that and be a mud mixer, which is my classic move. As always, Bob's trees need friends. One more just for fun. Next I'm gonna take my 2-inch brush, get a little bit of that color on there, just make some land for these guys to hang out on. Earlier in Bob's video, he used some liquid white to create some more water spots along this mountain, but his mountain came down a lot further than mine, so I didn't do that, but I'm gonna do that now that I sort of have this outline in here. Nice. Bob tells us to highlight the trees by not rinsing this brush and mixing it with some cad yellow and yellow ochre. Now, I don't trust myself enough to not just get a super dark, nasty color, so I am gonna wash my brush off first. I can deal with that grouping of trees. Next, we need some big rocks down in here. We're going to take some black and Van Dyke brown. Looks like I get another chance to test out my shading, so we're gonna take some more of that white and try and do the same thing we did on the mountains on these little rocks in front. Wow, those actually look pretty cool. Next I'm gonna take this greenish yellowish color and just start filling in some of this land area. Bob always says, just tap, just tap. It's reminding me of Happy Gilmore when Chubbs is like, just gotta tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tap-a-rooney. Looks like I'm out of cad yellow. finish this one up, Bob gives us a little secret that I've never seen him do before, which I'm kind of excited about. He's going to get a little bit of liquid white on his bristles of this brush, and then use his cad yellow. Go over a few of these spots. And then when it dries, it's supposed to give it a really cool shine. So we'll see how this works out. I'm excited for this new technique. I'm having too much fun with this one. Bob warned us not to use it too much because otherwise it just wouldn't be special. But you tempted me, Bob. You tempted me and it was awesome. And now all that's left to do is sign my name. So apparently people have also been having as much trouble as I have signing their names, and Bob says to use a lot of paint thinner and just a little paint so it's almost like an ink rather than a paint. And for some reason he decided to use red in this one, so. And there you have it, a finished painting. That one was so much more stress-free than the last painting, so kudos on that, Bob. He did a great job explaining everything, and I took a little more time when I was doing the mountains, and I think those came out really cool. My colors are all a little deeper than Bob's, which is definitely something I'm still working on, is not using quite as much color, not getting as much color on my brush, but I was able to use the palette knife lighter so that I could get some detail in the mountains, and my shading in the grass came out really cool. So overall, what a great episode. Oh, Bob Ross sure has taught me a lot this year, and I sure have enjoyed making these videos. I've enjoyed learning how to paint, and I'm loving how my paintings are coming out. So if you guys are liking these videos, please comment, like, and subscribe, and happy holidays. I'll see you next time.